Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, August 5th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, this is a love revolution. And, when there's so much going on in the news and we are having seemingly bunches of mass murders happening, it can be really hard to come on camera and be happy, positive, and even bring informed information forward. Astrologically, with what we just had going on, the Mars-Pluto in conjunction, it's not a surprise to me that these energies are happening. And I do feel like looking at kind of our trajectory of what's going on, that these things are going to continue. And that can feel so frustrating because it's scary. And it's like, well, what can we do? And that's the thing, is I do believe that in part, what we're doing as we shift into higher vibrations, as we tune more and more into love, that these things are going to happen. Because it's like the sun coming up. The sun coming up, or any light shining, can bring about shadows. And it's the same as above, so below. It's the same in ourselves. As we rise in love, as we rise in our consciousness, as we rise in our personal vibrations, so do our shadows. And these aren't things that can be ignored, because when you ignore the shadow, when you ignore the pain, when you ignore the trauma, it just keeps getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And that's one of the things I always say, tend to your volcanoes. So this is the thing that you can do as you rise in love. This doesn't mean stop rising in love and consciousness. This is part of our revolution. The revolution is love. Address your shadows. Do the work. Don't just talk the spiritual talk and forget to address the pains and address the traumas and address those things that feel like barbs within you. Because the more you do that, the more you bring healing to yourself, and the more healing you bring to the world and to others who are carrying trauma and barb. And that's the thing, is there's no person in this world who doesn't carry some level of trauma. So this work is for all of us. Keep rising in love. This is going to bring up the shadows, but it is leading to something bigger and better ultimately. So let's all see how we can be our best selves. That being said, let's work with this astro moving forward. Moon in Libra. Here's one of the barbs. Moon in Libra. Moon in Libra wants harmony so badly. Moon in Libra would love to be balanced. Moon in Libra wants to find that center. But as we are humans, we go in and out of center. We go in and out of balance all the time. The harmony piece is so key. I have so much Libra in my chart. This is a major lesson for me. You can try to cultivate harmony outside of yourself, but if you are ignoring harmony within yourself, if you are ignoring harmony within in support of harmony outside of yourself, that is creating issues, that is creating barbs, that is creating volcano within you. So as the moon moves through this Libra, it is a call to check in. Am I in balance in regards to harmony, or do I keep trying to cultivate it outside and suppress what's going on inside? So notice that. Actually, the moon in Libra is making all of the connections through the day. We have the moon connecting to the sun, to Jupiter, to Saturn, to Pluto, and to this Mars energy. So first, sun connecting to the moon. I would say find some harmony between you and your inner child. Sun in Leo addresses the energy of the inner child. And I would say the inner child, especially when we're exposed to so much going on outside of ourselves, mass shootings, this kind of thing, your inner child does need some light brought to it. There's a part of all of us that has that need and desire to feel safe, need and desire to feel taken care of. So notice, how is your inner child faring through these energies, and what do you need to help bring your inner child to balance in and through this? Moon connecting to Jupiter. Again, this is a connection that is hopefully inspiring a little light, a little levity, a little fun for you in the earlier part of the day, because then we shift into those Saturn-Pluto energies, and they are squares. Moon in Libra square Saturn, Moon in Libra square Pluto. Squares bring that resistance. And here's the thing. This resistance may actually be an important resistance, because that Capricorn energy, where Saturn and Pluto are currently residing, represents society. It also represents our divine purpose potential. But as it's holding space for society, chances are some of these places where you are off balance is in part due to lending yourself to the demands of society, lending yourself to the demands of authority and what they said. So how do you need to come back in balance with yourself? That's one of the cards that I have today, is the conditioning card, and that is that Saturn card. It is that Capricorn card. How do you need to take off the sheep suit so that you can be the lion in your own right? So tune into that energy. You may also feel some resistance from authority outside of you. You may feel some resistance within you due to some changes that you need to make in order to be true to you, in order to be in that flowering, growing energy where it feels true to you. Change is hard, but it doesn't have to happen all at once. In fact, it's better if it happens little by little by little by little, and that will throw you less off your center. Just commit to these little changes. Just commit to evolving through love, evolving through honoring the energies in your heart. Going on, Moon will connect to Mars. So Mars and Pluto have finished their exact in conjunction, but it's still working it. I mean, Mars is only moving to 22 degrees a little bit later in the day. So we still have some of that rub and some of those power issues that are coming up. Now, it's interesting because Juno has joined the gang. Juno and Mars are connecting. Juno represents marriage. So you may be feeling some of this power play, some of this rub energy in your marriage or in your long-term romantic relationship. So be very aware of that, and also be aware that hopefully you and your partner are on the same team, and find your harmony and balance in knowing that, in working with that energy. But as the moon connects to Mars, Moon in Libra, Mars in Leo, 22 degrees, master level degree, evolution, revolution degree. This is reminding you to find harmony by spending time being actionable in regards to things that you love. Fill your life with love. Fill your life with light. Fill your life with beautiful things, because they all are all around us, and it can help us rise back up into that energy, especially when it feels so tough outside of us. We are called to keep rising despite any conditioning, and the cards are optimistic. They say success is imminent with these energies. Eye of the tiger, towards what you love, towards what you adore, towards what brings smiles to your faces. So that is it for today. I hope my words conveyed my feelings. It's really hard to do that. Last little note. Mercury is finishing up this week its process in Cancer, so the feels are still coming up, and that's part of getting yourself back into harmony, is allowing the feels to come up. It doesn't mean to take it out on somebody, but be aware of the feels continually moving through, and that they need to, so that you can come into that balance and harmony. So take a second. What are you grateful for? And besides that, you can always book a reading with me. I have reading packages available, and that may be good because we are going to start building into some tempestuous astro the second part of the year and into 2020. Email me for details. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you do have the power. Namaste.